Hi Pisces, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here and thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what you need to hear. I have set that intention with my guides and my deck. So we're going to get into the tarot and see what message Spirit has for you. If this popped up on your feed, then this is for you. If you're here because of the title, which I don't even know what that is yet, then this message is definitely for you. So let's get into it. All right. Be sure and like the video. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. And definitely subscribe if you like the messages. It really does help my channel grow and it pushes it out there for others to get the messages as well. So I really appreciate it when you guys do that. All right. So situation, we have the Magician. The Magician is about taking action and it is about manifestation, right? The Magician is a master manifester and he takes action towards those manifestations and brings them down to earth, right? Brings them down to the 3D. And he has everything that he needs. He's got all the elements, earth, air, fire, water. He's got the cups, swords, wands, pentacles. And he really puts into action what he wants to bring to fruition, right? So it's not only about setting the intention and saying the words, it is about taking those actions and using the tools that you have in order to bring things down to the 3D. So the blockage here is the 5 of Swords. This is about being conflicted. It is about, this is about conflict, arguments, tension, all of that. But this can also be a very internal energy because swords are about your thoughts. It is air energy. It's about your thoughts. So you could be very conflicted or you could just feel very defeated in a situation because in the recent past, we have that 6 of Swords about moving on from people, places, and things, kind of going through some type of transition and leaving things behind. Could have you very conflicted. And I feel like that's kind of what's blocking this manifestation energy, right? It's kind of blocking you from really stepping into that Magician energy. Again, whether that's an internal conflict or an external conflict, it may be different for each of you because it is a general reading, but there is some sort of, conflict here with feeling defeated and really kind of sitting in an indecisive type of energy here. And it's in regards, again, to moving on. We go from the 5 of Swords to the 6 of Swords. So again, 6 of Swords is literally moving on from things, leaving things behind, and kind of transitioning here. In the recent past, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is about divine timing. This is karma, good luck, things starting to turn in your favor, right? So in the past, we had that 6 of Swords, and then recent, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So things have started to move in your favor here. And maybe that's why you're kind of feeling defeated about leaving things behind, and maybe you're not seeing a manifestation yet. I feel like, so on the bottom of the deck, we had that Knight of Wands, which is about that passionate, fiery energy, going after things that you want with confidence, right? He is that fire energy. So it's also about like kind of reigniting your spark, reigniting your passions here, which when you're feeling defeated is a very difficult place to be, right? So your higher self, we have the 7 of Cups. This is about confusion. Again, with the 5 of Swords as your blockage, there could be some kind of conflict and confusion going on here. Maybe you're just not sure which way to go, or maybe you're confused as to why things are not moving along the way you wanted them to, or they're not going in the direction that you wanted them to. You're sitting here thinking, I've left these things behind and I am manifesting, but nothing's coming to fruition. And that can feel very defeating and kind of take that creative spark out of you, right? But in the near future, we have the Empress. So the Empress is like birthing new ideas. This is about growth and abundance, expansion. She is that divine feminine energy. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. It is about the Empress kind of just sits and lets things come to her again, right? So with the Magician, it's like that taking action, and then the Empress is letting those things come into you. So this could just be a matter of timing, like needing to wait for divine timing, and you're just confused about why things aren't coming in yet. But in the near future, I feel like they're going to, and it's just you kind of opening up to that Empress energy, right? That divine feminine energy, and letting things come to you. And that doesn't mean that you sit and don't do anything. That's not what the Empress does, but it is more of a receiving energy rather than kind of just going after things and focusing. It's you put up that manifestation, you tell the universe what you want, and then you sit and receive it. You take these actions that you need to take in order. For example, you want to start a business, right? You want to be a millionaire. So you don't just start off being a millionaire. You have to take those small steps, right? You manifest it and say, I'm going to start this business and I'm going to make $1 million, whatever your business is. And then you kind of take the small steps towards building that business, right? You need to have clients or employees or whatever it is that you're working on, right? So it's not sitting around doing nothing, but I don't feel like you've been doing that either. And that's probably where that conflict is coming in. And you could be needing to leave behind some type of mindset, leaving behind this feeling defeated and this, my manifestations are never going to come in. It's kind of like that mental entrapment, right? Stuck in a mental prison. So your feelings, we have the Queen of Cups. This is a very compassionate, very intuitive type of energy, right? Whether you're male or female, we only go by masculine, feminine energy. But the Queen of Cups is very intuitive, very creative. So this could be you feeling more intuitive, more creative, wanting to create something. Again, with that business, maybe it's opening you up to your creativity. And it's also about like having compassion for yourself in this time and knowing that that mental confliction is okay. You just don't want to sit in that energy, right? But realize that you are creative, you are a divine being, you are that Empress energy. Let things come to you in their divine timing. The energy around you, the influence here, we have the Fool. So there is some type of new beginning. Maybe you did start a business. This could be, starting a new life, starting a new spiritual practice, whatever it is for you. There is a new beginning on the horizon in your energy here. You could be moving, with that Six of Swords. I always see this as my card of actually moving. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, it has people sitting in a boat and they're going to an island. This one has an island in the back as well, right? Like he's got everything in his boat and he is going to this island. He's physically moving to another place. So you could be moving and starting a whole new adventure, a whole new life here. But that's also about like needing to take a risk, needing to trust in the divine, right? So like he's very naive, like he's kind of just being silly on the edge of this cliff here, and he's just kind of aloof to what's going on around him. And it's kind of just sitting in that childlike, naive type of energy and trusting that the universe will catch him if he falls, right? So I feel like this is you just kind of needing to sit in this trusting the universe. And again, with that Empress, letting things come to you, letting things happen as they will. Your hopes and fears, we have the Three of Wands. So you're definitely hoping for some kind of growth and expansion here. Again, with that Empress, that is all about growth and abundance, expansion. And that's really what you're calling in here. You could actually, again, with the travel, maybe you want to travel. Again, with the moving, you may want to move. Whenever I look at this card, I always see like he's looking out into these foreign lands. He wants to grow and expand. Maybe you're wanting to take your business international or overseas, whatever that is for you. It is wanting this growth and this expansion. And the overall outcome, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is about stability. But it is also about like needing to open up, maybe letting go of things that no longer serve you and kind of opening to the new. But Four of Pentacles makes me think of stability, right? And you have that Empress, which is a very abundant energy. And this is also about like saving, save some for the future, but also, opening up to new opportunities and having the stability in order to save as well, right? So, when you can't save, it's because you don't feel stable. But overall, I feel like this is going to bring in some type of stability, whatever this situation is for this manifestation that you are calling in here will bring stability to you. Let's see. What does Pisces not see coming? Hey, Spirit. Do not see coming. interesting. So you have the Three of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So Three of Pentacles is collaboration, teamwork. That could be what you're opening up to here. This new beginning, growing and expanding. Maybe you're taking on some kind of partnership. It's also about your work being seen. This is about, working with others and then that work being seen. And again, with the global, maybe, you're building a website or you're building some kind of business online and then it, kind of goes worldwide, whatever that is for you. And then we have the King of Cups, which is your energy, that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. He is the water king. But this is about like kind of stepping into that more leadership role, stepping into your power here. And then we have the Hanged Man. And this always makes me think of like enlightenment. It can mean surrender and pause. Maybe things have been at a pause. But I also feel like this is a card of enlightenment. He has, like this halo around his head. He's kind of been in solitude, kind of maybe pulled back. Things have been at a pause. That's why this divine timing card is here. Things are starting to move in your favor after a period of pause, but this is also about, your work being seen and you kind of stepping more into this leadership role and really seeing things from a different perspective, maybe seeing things from, more of a global perspective, or seeing things, it's just kind of that enlightenment, right? Seeing things in a whole new light. Advice for Pisces spirit. So you have the Five of Cups, the Hermit, and the Three of Swords. So this is about you kind of not sitting in that grieving type of energy, right? If you've had some kind of loss, with every new beginning, there is an ending, right? So maybe there was some sort of loss here, whether that's people, places, or things, or even just a mindset. It is about focusing on the lack, right? You're focused on these cups in front of you and you're not focused on what's here behind you. And then we have the Hermit, which is all about that inner knowing, that deep spiritual knowing, and, kind of opening again to the new here, like coming out of hermit mode and really going after the things that you have this inner knowing about, right? So again, with that manifestation, maybe you're manifesting this business and you've kind of lost friends, you've lost family, people haven't been there for you. And this is you just trusting that inner knowing that things are going to work out. And then we have the Three of Swords, which again is about heartbreak and loss. These cards are both about heartbreak and loss. You could have lost a partner. You could have lost, a loved one. Again, you could have lost family, friends, community. But this is about needing to heal that and needing to, again, kind of not focus on the negative. And you obviously want to feel those emotions. I know that that's easier said than done when trying to move on from things or leaving things behind. Maybe that's the confliction. Maybe you're worried about what it is that you have to leave behind and it's going to cause some sort of heartbreak here. Maybe this is leaving family members. Maybe this is leaving, again, somebody that you love and you needing to move on. But I feel like this is just an important lesson for you to be able to grow and expand and take this leap of faith, take this risk. And you can't always take people with you, right? Especially when you're spiritually awake, which you are to some fashion if you are watching tarot readings, right? It is about needing to move forward and, kind of bringing your manifestations to fruition. And sometimes that means that you have to leave things behind. And that could be very conflicting for you and very confusing for you as well. So let's grab, I did bring out the Akashic Oracle card deck. I'm going to pull a couple cards from that and get you some additional messages. What else do you have for Pisces spirit? Again, if this is like you building a business or, kind of expanding out on your own and taking this a new opportunity, that full energy, right? It is ultimately going to bring you that stability that you want. So I feel like that's what you need to focus on here. And again, I know that's easier said than done when you have to leave people behind. Believe me, I've done it several times over in my lifetime, but it is just trusting that inner knowing and kind of healing that heartbreak, right? And accepting those lessons. And don't be so hard on yourself about it, right? That Queen of Cups is about having compassion. We have self-love, right? Like, take care of yourself here. Release attachments. There's something you need to let go of. It's either a limiting belief, an untruth, or negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. That Five of Swords, that confliction. There is something holding you back here. And that's probably going to be different for each of you. Self-love. You are worthy and deserving of all of the abundance in the universe. Treat yourself with the love and respect you desire, and others will follow suit. Love that too. That Empress and that Queen of Cups, this is a very abundant and compassionate energy for yourself. And they just make me feel self-love, right? Like, look at that Queen of Cups. Like, she just looks so loving and compassionate and nurturing. We have choice. You're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition, eliminate everyone else's input, and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. Again, taking that leap of faith. Maybe others fall away, and that's, a hard lesson to learn. Grounding. You're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head, and it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy centering your feelings and enjoy the feeling this brings. So I really love that. Yeah, you've definitely been in your head with that Five of Swords. That can be external conflict, and that could, again, be that Five of Cups and Three of Swords causing some sort of heartbreak here, but it's also an internal confliction. So I just feel like that's kind of been holding you back, some kind of limiting belief. Maybe you don't feel good enough, right? Maybe it's a pride thing. Maybe you don't feel like you can have this manifestation, that you are not meant to open up to this. But I feel like that's definitely changing for you. There is growth, abundance, this Empress energy coming in here, and it is ultimately going to lead you to your stability that you want. So I hope that message helps, and I will see you next time. Bye.